Hey y'all, what's up and welcome. If you're new to my channel, I'm Michelle Mayon, the wife strategist, and I help women to successfully navigate through the challenges of marriage and relationships. As you can see from the title, today we're talking about how to handle anger, okay? So listen, do me a favor, comment below where you're from. Let me know what your favorite color is. Also, feel free to share this video and ask any questions in the comment section and I will get to them ASAP. So let's get into it. So today we're talking about how to manage your anger, okay? Growing up, I was never really able to express my anger and my emotions, okay? I lived with my parents and my parents were the type, like, you're the kid, you do what I say and I don't care how you feel about it. Your feelings doesn't matter to me. So I grew up never really expressing any kind of anger or trying to hold in my anger and emotions and fear of rejection, because of fear of judgment and from fear of an old-fashioned behind whipping. So that's what happened in my home growing up, is that when you did something that your parents didn't like, you said something that your parents didn't like, you expressed an emotion that your parents didn't like, or you was getting the butt whipping. So I was trying to avoid all of that, okay? Now, it was a very spare the rod, spoil the child type of thing. And any emotions I had, especially anger, I kept it bottled up. So that was how I learned how to deal with anger, right? Now, so imagine me as this little kid, and when things would happen in school or other areas of my life, I would keep them in. Okay, I wouldn't let them out. No matter how angry I was or hurt I was, I would just keep them inside. And I didn't know how to deal with those emotions. I was never taught, and I wasn't taught that it was okay to get angry. You know, it was okay to be hurt. So, like I said, I held all that stuff in and I didn't have anybody to go to for help. So then I grew up, right? I went to college, I had kids, I got married, started a career, started a business. And here I was still programmed to keep in my emotions, to keep in any anger that I was experiencing, okay? So after a little while of being married, my husband pissed me off. Now, don't get me wrong. I had every reason to be pissed off, but the problem was, when I got angry, the way the anger manifested, because I had been holding anger and other emotions in for practically my whole life, okay? So the way it manifested was like a bomb. You could call me Michelle the Bomb. And it was just this big blow up, right? So it was just all those years of the suppressed anger and emotions. And they just bubbled up and just took over. Now, what happened next was, once the anger kind of calmed down, died down a little bit, then the hurt started happening. And I didn't know how to deal with that. So I just shut down. That was like the best that I could do, because I did not know how to deal with it. So I said, you know what? Let me just shut it off, shut it down, and I'm not going to deal with it. Okay. So as you can see, I was still burying that anger, and the shutdown is the same as not dealing with it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So what happened was this anger was affecting more than just my marriage. It was affecting my career. It was affecting my business, relationships that I was building in business. It was affecting my relationship with my children, and it was also affecting my relationship with myself. My self-confidence was taking a hit as well. I knew I had to do something about the anger. I didn't know exactly what to do, but I knew I had to do something. I went through a process of releasing, healing, and rebuilding, right? So once I went through that process, now if I do get angry, it's not for long. And the way I deal with anger is to deal with it instead of tucking it away or burying it or suppressing it. I deal with it. And I'm going to tell you guys how I do that. And it's okay. I want y'all to understand it's okay to get angry. It's okay to get angry at your husband. It's okay to get angry with your kids. It's okay to get angry at your coworker or whoever, but it is how you deal with it. It is how you respond to it. So I'm going to share with you some of what I did, okay? And some of what I do on whenever I do get angry. Like I said, it's not much, but when I do, I want to share that with you guys, okay? And because I just feel like there is not too much to get angry about these days, y'all. With the world and things that are happening. And honestly, y'all, over the past 5 years, so many friends and family members I have seen not make it to see another day. So I'm so grateful to be here today. So anger, not really something that I, am choosing to experience that much anymore. Okay. Just a little mini rant. So the first thing, if you're having an argument with your husband or whoever, or they do something just to make you mad, to piss you off. Maybe it's not even an argument. It's just something that they did. Maybe it's something that they said, and you just didn't have the energy to argue. Listen, get to a comfortable, safe place so that you can be alone with yourself, because you're going to have to take some time to do some soul searching and some thinking. And I'm going to tell you why. First reason why you don't want to get around anybody that you can direct that anger towards. Okay. That's not what we want. That's creating more problems. So, and then number two, there are some questions when you get alone that you're going to have to ask yourself so that you can deal with the anger and why it is you're angry. Okay. So when you do get alone, the first thing that you want to do is allow yourself to feel angry. It's okay to feel angry. God gave us our emotions for a reason. So that anger is a signal from the Lord about something in your life that you need to work on. Okay. One thing about allowing yourself to feel the anger, if you don't allow yourself to feel it, you're basically suppressing it. You're basically putting it in a little compartment and, keeping it there. But if you're allowing yourself to feel it, then you're dealing with it. That's how you know that's the beginning of you dealing with the anger. Okay, so step 2, identify the real reason you're angry and make the decision to work through that anger. Okay, and I said identify the real reason you are angry. Not such and such did this. My husband, he did this. He said this. Okay. But why does that make you angry? Okay. What is it about what they did or what they said made you angry? What is it? Why? What is it connected to for you? You know, whatever your husband did or whatever your kids did or whatever your coworker did, whatever your friend did, what or said, what is it that you're connecting it with that's upsetting you? Okay? That's the work, right? That's what you need to understand, because that's what's going to help you change this anger. That's what's going to help you uproot this anger, okay? So let's go to what you need to do next. Number 3 is acknowledge any thought distortions related to what the person did, okay? So once you come up with, okay, such and such did this, and the real reason that it made me mad was because my dad did something like that or said something like that to me in the past, you know, or I got teased at school about that when I was younger, whatever, okay? That's where you want to get to, because that's the real reason you're angry, okay? It's not even what they did. It's that somebody did it to you before and made you angry, and you was carrying that anger around up until the point where somebody did it again, or maybe they didn't even really do it again. That's just how you viewed it, okay? Think about that now. So, and that's a whole nother topic, but think about that for a second. But let's go back to acknowledging the thought distortion. So those things are thought distortions. And thought distortions are basically extreme thinking, all or nothing thinking, stinking thinking, negative thinking. Those are thought distortions. So we want to kick those to the curb. So then once you figure out what the thought distortion is, then you can say, you know what, that's not even true, because most of the time, well, I'm going to say all of the time, thought distortions are not the truth. Okay? So once you know the thought distortion, then you can put the truth down on that thought distortion and crush it. So guess what? At that point, it's like, what am I angry about? Okay? Listen. Anger will block every area of your life from the success that you should be experiencing, okay? And the thing about anger is that it will hide for long periods of time. We will carry around anger and not even really know it, because we mask it with other things. We say, oh, I'm okay, I'm all right. But in reality, you haven't really dealt with that anger that you need to deal with. So you're wondering why, hey, how come my money ain't right? How come, I can't achieve the financial success that I want to achieve? I don't know, sis. Have you thought about any anger, like suppressed anger that you may be dealing with? What about your relationship with your husband? Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe it's okay. And maybe you want it to be better. Have you ever thought about, is there anything, especially if you and your husband been married, I'm going to say over a year, is there anything that you're still angry about him? Y'all know. Is there anything that you are angry with him about that maybe you never really discussed with him, or you never really dealt with? And maybe that's the reason why your marriage is good and not great, okay? What about with your kids? Maybe there is some anger that you have dealt with as a kid, and now you're seeing your own kid dealing with that kind of anger, okay? and it's affecting the relationship that you and your child have. Okay, what about with God? Okay, because y'all know if we go into God in prayer, we got to try to be clean as possible. So if your heart not right, you carrying anger, resentment, frustration, it's hard to get through to God about it's hard to get through to him about what's going on with you, and the success that you may want, because you're not even ready for it because you walk around with all this anger. Listen, if you want some help working through any anger issues that you may have, or maybe you're wondering, hey, it seems like my success is a little blocked up in certain areas of my life. I wonder if it could be anger, but you don't know where to start looking for it. You don't know where to start dealing with it. Let me help you. My it's open enrollment for my program, The Successful Wife. It is a 12-week coaching program to help you reach success in your marriage and various other areas. It is very private. It is very intimate, and we will get to those hard to reach places. I'll put the link in the description box, and I look forward to speaking with you. Have a blessed day. Peace.